Hello, welcome back to today's episode.
Today, Potato is facing off against the Gym of Grass.
Yeah. Anyways, kicking off from last conversation there, I forgot what we were talking about. Oh yes,
We were talking about,
mines.
that slash fun versus OP builds and that kind of stuff.
Back in Fallout 3, there was this one place called Tenpenny Tower. What I would do is I would get onto their good side, go to Tenpenny's like top suite, and I would surround the entire top part with every kind of mine I have. And when I was doing this, I was a hoarder, so I had like 90 plus of every mine. So I just threw them all there. I would shoot Tenpenny once. He would stand up, and therefore would activate all of the mines. And I would see how far I could launch myself. I made the game crash so many times because of how many explosions are going off.
That kind of reminds me of the Skyrim space program.
Oh god. I miss that.
You know, Skyrim actually, the first save file I played of that, I actually quit it because I got so pissed with glitches.
Yeah.
I remember I was really low level, like the kind of level that I had no business fighting a giant, or what would you call them?
Yeah, just giants.
But I ended up in a fight with one because I got too close to their mammoth, but I didn't notice there was anyone nearby. And so I slowly, because I was a magic user slash a bow user, I slowly kited them around in a circle and chipped down their health until they were down to 1%.
Jesus.
At that point, they then glitched and lunged forwards twice their maximum movement distance in that time, and smited me and sent me flying. I was so pissed because I was way out of their hit zone.
Yeah. I remember the first time I fought one, I got hit once and I died like that. So I just avoided them the rest of the game.
No, it just really irritated me, because it wasn't even that I got too close. Like, even with it glitching into, a distance it shouldn't have been able to get to,
Yeah.
I still wasn't in its hit zone. So, the hitboxes were really broken, apparently. Or I found a glitch in the box. But that didn't cause me to rage quit, actually, though that did depress me a lot.
Yeah.
Because I had worked on that for like half an hour.
That's the worst, when all your save progress goes down the drain.
Yeah.
We already know what that's like on this channel.
Yes, we do. Oh, what was it about Bethesda games? It just isn't a Bethesda game if it's not corrupting your save files and making you lose all your data because it's so buggy when it comes out.
Yeah. Honestly, I've had very few bugs when it comes to Bethesda games, except Skyrim on PS3. That game was so bug-ridden, and
yes.
this isn't a fun release. I'm talking about... This was at least 4 or 5 years after it came out. I decided to get it because I was like, oh yeah, let's go on PS3 because I'm a trophy whore sometimes. And it was so buggy, it's like, I can't do this, honestly. Like just everything... It's not necessarily game-breaking bugs, like I think they fixed most of those, but it's texture bugs. Like everything that's supposed to immerse you in was off. The audio was way off. There were some rocks that were like bright pink because textures weren't loading properly. My sword was invisible, stuff like that. Like just things that just...
Yeah, no. That stuff too I had. I later came back to the game and it was really fun.
Now, if it's fun bugs, like you smack a guy and they go like flying like 50 feet, I welcome that with open arms.
Back when this game was out,
good.
Which Elder Scrolls were they on? Were they on Morrowind or were they on...
Morrowind was, I think, 2003.
So...
Actually, I have Morrowind on my shelf there if you want to grab it. It should show, but... right on top of Age of Empires 3.
Yeah, so that it wouldn't be that.
Yeah, I got the original Xbox version.
So would it be Daggerfall that they're on?
I think so, because I believe Elder Scrolls Arena was the first one.
I think so too. You know, I never actually got into Elder Scrolls at this age. You know, surprisingly enough, when I was struggling with Pokemon, I wasn't playing, Elder Scrolls. Amazingly.
See, the only games I ever played was Pokemon, Kirby, and Mario. That's it. And Duck Hunt, of course, but...
Oh, God. The Mario games, Duck Hunt. Oh, God. How many people have tried to kill that dog?
Yeah. Actually, I was playing Super Mario Odyssey, and that's a fun game. I'm loving it. I love the 2D sections.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it makes me miss, like, the 2D Mario games.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people do. Yeah. I've actually been holding out on Mario games because I'm a little tired of them. actually debating eventually looking into getting the new Sonic game because I've actually heard good things about it. It's been a while since I've heard good things about a Sonic game.
I think it was Sonic Mania. I heard nothing but critical acclaim for it. Like that's supposed to be the game that brings Sonic back.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Forces came out, everyone's like, "Oh, it's Sonic 06 all over again." Of course, not as bad.
I actually heard a lot of good things about Forces.
I heard that there's some good, but then there's a lot of bad. And unfortunately, on my end, I've only heard the bad.
Yeah, on my end, I've only heard the good. So
One of the big things I heard of was it mostly has to do with the custom player. They have literally nothing special about them. It's just you make them look the way you want to.
I think that's more so just for all the fans who have made their freaking fan art characters online.
Yeah. Another one I heard of was in some sections, your character just looks way too small on screen, so it's hard to actually control and see where you are. But again, that could be avoided. Like that might be a fix they could do, but who knows?
I don't know. I'm just kind of interested in giving it a try because it's been a long time since. It's been back since before I played. Actually, not before. It's been back since the days of playing Pokémon, on Game Boy that I last remember playing a full-on Sonic game.
Honestly, I loved Sonic Heroes.
Oh, really?
Yep, I love that.
Was that the one with the light and dark side story?
It's been a long time since I played it, but that's the one where you had 4 separate teams. So you had like Team Sonic, I think it was Team Shadow, Team Rose, and I forgot the other one. But it's when you had all 3 members as playable characters at the same time, and you had to swap between them to solve these puzzles. So every team had a speed, every team had a power, and every team had almost like a mobility.
I'm kind of wondering, do you think in Pokemon they're just going to get rid of items like, the antidote and the paralyzed heal and all that, since they've brought in Refresh? Because now the only use for those is in battle, really, if you don't like that, and even then, most people would rather just smack down a full heal.
Yeah, well, I think the whole idea is that at least like early game, you use those because they are so cheap, and then late game, like once you've hit generally about the 6th gym area in progression for all the games, that's usually when you start buying the full heals, probably.
Yeah, but with the refresh now, how many people even use those in early game?
Yeah, like
I just use refresh all the time.
Yeah, just wait till the end of the battle, refresh, done.
Although at times refresh was a little annoying to get when you're in an area full of people who would get poisoning.
Yeah.
At those times I was just like, F it, you can stay poisoned, I'm bringing you to the Pokemon around it.
Yeah, I liked refresh a lot. I used it so much in my first playthrough. But then I was realizing like it made it so easy because my Pokemon were dodging random attacks, shrugging off the poison, living at 1. Like I loved the idea of having that, but it just happens so frequently for me, and I've seen it in other Let's Plays, and it just
cheeses the entire game.
It just kind of takes away a little bit of the challenge. And I know Pokemon's not supposed to be a super tough game, but I like the thrill of like, oh, okay, I'm at really low health here. I got to make a really smart move instead of Charmander survived at 1 HP, even though I should have died no matter what from that hit.
Occasionally that's cool though, in like a really clutch moment.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh my god, Charmander, I freaking love you. But
yeah.
It's like, other times when it happens too often, it's like, ugh.
That was my issue. It just happened way too often.
Although I didn't actually, because I use Refresh basically to heal our things.
Yeah.
And occasionally give me beans. So when I got to, do you think spoilers really matter that much right now for Ultraman?
At this point here, like this will be going up late December. So honestly, at this point, if you haven't completed the game, just don't worry here. We'll put like a timestamp maybe or whatever, so you can skip towards that. You're not going to miss much anyways. So that's your warning. Spoilers starting now.
Okay. So the giant fucking yellow Necrozma, right?
Yeah.
That was the only time I purposely cheesed the game, because I found the game, because I didn't keep my refresh scores very high, so when it happened it was very rare, and it was, sometimes there were clutch moments where it was cool, so my refresh scores were pretty low, and all that, but I got to that fight, and at that point, you know how bullshit that fight is, right?
Yeah.
So I thought of a way to cheese the game, because when I fought him the first time, only one Pokemon survived more than one survived a hit, and that was my Pikachu, who got that happening, you know, despite only having a refresh score of like 2.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought of something, which you know what I did. I then raised my Pokemon's level in the refresh to near max.
Yeah.
By giving them rainbow beans I had stashed away. And then I gave my Samantha my Noivern, the Dragon Z crystal.
Yeah.
And Devastating Drake, that epic thing. When it's my first chance when it survived a single hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just priority spammed it with Quick Attack, Sucker Punch, and Extreme Speed to kill it.
Yeah, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. I forgot.
I just didn't want to over-level any more than I was, because I felt I was going to be over-leveled.
Yeah.
And, like, after that fight, you know, even though I didn't grind levels, I still felt slightly over-leveled, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of equaled out a bit when I got to the Elite Four.
Yeah.
But even then, you know, if I had grinded there, how boring would the rest of the game have been?
Exactly, yeah. Like, I didn't grind at all towards then. I just formulated a good strategy. I forgot what I did, but...
Well, the only grinding I did was grinding for items and Pokemon.
Yeah.
And the actual item part was actually accidental. That was me trying to... Because I'm a bit compulsive. Well, I don't catch every Pokemon in an area that I know of. If I know there's a Pokemon in an area that I'm at, that I can get, I have to get now. So, with some of the fishing mons, that turned into accidental, hey, I just got another bottle cap while I was trying to fish for, like, was it Demise? Or what is it?
Delmise, yeah.
Delmise. Like, I was trying to fish that up, and in the process of trying to fish that up, I fished up 2 bottle caps.
Nice.
Yep. But, you know, I wasn't, you know, going in and killing Pokemon Wild Grass over and over again. If it wasn't a Pokemon I wanted, and it couldn't spawn the Pokemon I want, I ran to the battle.
Yeah.
Which made use of Paneri's run away in early game.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be over-leveled.
Yeah, I know that for myself there, like, I didn't grind up at all, but just from how many times you gotta, like, fight Necrozma at that level, just, I actually was over-leveled when I went to the Elite Four. Like, not terribly. Like, Hal still gave me a good fight at the end, but everyone else, I was pretty over-leveled, where if I had the type advantage, I was fine regardless, so...
I technically lost the final battle against Hao at top of the Elite Four.
Yeah.
But it was really funny, though, because I fainted all his mons.
Oh, yeah, didn't you use Explosion or something like that?
I used Volt Tackle.
Oh, okay.
And I thought I had just enough health to survive a Volt Tackle. But he priority moved me, so I took, like, max damage I could have taken from Volt Tackle.
Yeah.
And after he had fainted, I fainted, and it's like, well, you lose because you fainted. It's like...
I think the way it works is, in the main story, if you run out of Pokemon in any way, shape, or form, you lose no matter what.
Yeah.
Whereas for online battles, as long as you were the last one standing, like if you use a move, I think the only exception is self-destruct and explosion. I'd have to double check that. But I believe if you use any recoil move to knock out your opponent's final Pokemon and it takes you out as well, you get the victor.
No, it just really irritated me though, because like his mon fainted, I was so happy, and even with that quick attack where it was damage I took, I thought I still had enough to survive the Volt Tackle. And you know how Volt Tackle is, right?
Yeah, it's I think you take like 1/3 of the damage you deal, so it's a lot of recoil.
And you know, I thought I had just barely enough even with that, and it turns out I had like 2 HP short of it.
Yeah.
And that was such a piss off. And like, I really didn't use Z-Crystals for like the most of the game. I used it for Necrozma.
Yeah.
But then when it's like I had to fight Hao again because of that shit, I was like, F you, Hao. I'm using my fucking Z-Crystal because I'm not dealing with this bullshit again.
Yeah.
And then I ended up thrashing him hard the second time.
Honestly, I was pretty surprised at how was the final leader. Like, as soon as I saw Kukui come up, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you just battle him again. And it's like, then he just walks in, I was like, wait, what?
I was actually really depressed that you fought Hao, because I liked fighting Kukui instead of Hao in the previous version, because it was different. You expected to have to fight Hao
yeah.
when you did it the last time. And, like, sure, I expect to have to fight Kukui this time, but having to find out I have to fight my rival, which I would prefer to fight Gladion.
Yeah, I really liked Gladion a lot. Actually, speaking of him, I kind of like that little twist they did where instead, Gladion's one that goes to Kanto to train, but for him it's to get stronger, whereas originally it was Lily to help out her mother, so...
Once again, I would love a Kanto remake with all the Pokemon in it, where you can choose to play as either Lily or Gladion.
Honestly, I would love that. My only thing is, if you were to play as Gladion, how would your adventure start? Like, I would have to assume that you would... Like, I don't know if you would have to leave your Pokemon behind, technically,
I think
or...
it'd be cool if you started as Gladion, and you started with a Type Null level 1.
That'd be pretty sweet.
You know, maybe they could... Because plots of Pokemon games can be convoluted at times, let's be honest.
Yeah.
The Ultra Wormholes are bullshit enough. Why not say, well, it put its helmet back on as a restraint for training?
Who knows, yeah.
You know, whatever bullshit they want to put into that.
I mean, to be fair, like, it's hard to tell what the continuity is. Like, when it comes to canon, do you take Ruby and Sapphire as canon? Which, even if you think about it, technically those are their own universe as well. Or do you just go with the middle road and just say, oh, no, Emerald was canon? In this case, do you go with Sun, or do you go with, like Sun and Moon, those are their own universes as well.
Yeah.
But do you use that as the official canon, or do you use Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon?
The only question, though, is if you were to play as Lily, what would her starter be?
Honestly, a Alolan Vulpix it's perfect for her.
Oh, yeah. It'd be kind of cool if her starter was, if you play as her starter was a Pokemon given to her by Kukui over her trip, or by the protagonist from the previous game.
That'd be cool.
You know, that would be, you know, really neat, you know? You know, they could put in a little thing, you know, how parting gift from, you know, the player from the previous game gave her, you know, a little Vulpix. Like, I like that idea, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of things, though, that will probably never be, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or fortunately. Because, you know, yay, Erica. She's so confident in this fight, she's not even opening her eyes.
Yeah, but I got first Tangela. Tangela is pretty damn beefy. That was super effective, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
The only plus side is Constrict is garbage.
Oh, God, that's right, it's not wrap.
Thank God. I think it gets wrap anyways. Oh, no, it gets Bind. Its worst cousin.
Oh, God. Does Bind have shit aim?
All of the, like, Wrap, Fire Spin, Whirlpool, Bind, moves like that, they all have, like, 80 to 85 accuracy, I believe.
That's actually not that bad compared to some moves, considering how broken they are in this game.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that like the accuracy of a high jump kick in the current games?
High Jump Kick is at 90.
Really?
Yep.
So I thought just normal jump kick was 90.
Normal Jump Kick, I believe, is 95.
Okay.
As well, its power was buffed from, I think it was 70, buffed up to 100. And a High Jump Kick was buffed, I think, from 90 to 130.
It was actually kind of funny. In one of the Elite Four battles, I actually ran out of jump kick.
Oh, yeah?
And at that exact point, I got the level up to get high jump kick.
Oh my God.
As I ran out of puke for jump kick.
That's perfect.
And I was just like, well, you are fucked. Whatever, wreck shit. Yeah, so, how would you feel about playing through Kanto with all the Mons as either Lily or Gladion?
Honestly, I would love it. I feel like what they're gonna do for the Pokemon Switch is either they're gonna introduce Gen 8 there, which I think is the most plausible thing.
I'm actually really not looking for instant Pokemon Switch unless they can lower the cost of the Switch out of that. Because as it stands, you know, that's gonna be one expensive console to get for just playing Pokemon.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, I honestly got my DS just to play Pokemon, and you know, at $100 or something, $100, $200, where it was at the time.
Yeah.
That was still steep for one game.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean there.
So, like, was it 400 now? 500?
The Switch is... Oh, whoops. I actually went to the wrong choice here.
Ooh.
Like, completely. Because I was going to swap into Bulbasaur just to heal up, but things happened. Yeah.
I tell you, you're in a tight spot, but I don't actually believe you are right now. Just not yet.
Not yet, no. Honestly, I don't think Bulbasaur is going to be much of a use to our team. As horrible as that is. Because Bulbasaur is good against rock, like grass is good against rock, ground, and water. Well, I have Squirtle there for rock and ground, and Pikachu for water. Poison's garbage in this game completely.
Yeah.
It's just an extra weakness, essentially.
And your Bulbasaur's almost really shit right now.
Yeah, just it's hard. Like it's hard to switch train, just like because I want to use everyone else, but
I think we just gotta say goodbye to Bulbasaur.
we might have to.
We have to say goodbye to Bulbasaur the only way we know how, though, by leveling him up and forcing him to evolve.
Can we just take a moment to praise that Gloom is red as fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
I
what
always
the hell?
wondered about that in this game.
It's like, okay, so Oddish is green, Gloom is like a crimson red, and I believe Vileplume goes back to like green. So what the hell happened in between? Actually, I'm gonna look this up right now while we're doing this.
One-handed playtime.
Vileplume. Oh yeah, the typos, I love it, because I'm typing Pokemon names and autocorrect doesn't work.
Yeah, because autocorrect doesn't respect Pokemon. Yeah, but, yeah, I just, you know, getting a full console to play a portable game, you know, what was traditionally a portable game for the cheaper console,
Yeah.
just seems like a bit of a,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Actually, yeah, Vileplume was also like a red color.
Also, you know, the size of the Switch, it's like the size of the bloody Game Gear in its portable form.
Yeah.
And that was considered too big to be portable back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, I like the Switch, you know, it's a cool concept. But, I don't know, I just don't like the idea of having, you know, what were traditionally portable games on it.
I'm personally just stoked for that, all that extra power, because my one gripe with the 3DS and Pokemon games is the fact that you cannot get Pokemon sizes done properly due to the screen size as well as the hardware capabilities.
Yeah.
Whereas on the Switch there, you're going to have full-size Pokemon probably.
Yeah.
Anyways, this has been a lot longer than normal, but we just cleared out the 4th gym with relative ease.
Yep. It turns out all you need to do to beat the grass gym is be an arsonist.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us for another episode.
Hopefully you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a comment, a like, and a subscribe. That always helps us out. Lets us know that someone out there at least cares enough to watch it.
And you will see us next time if you want to see more.
Yay. Bye.